Have any of you guys ever wondered what it's like to be in the Navy? Well, Roar Iverson was in the Navy for 4 years. Also, Roar has an enormous passion for YouTube. His dream job is to be an extremely successful YouTuber and make millions of dollars. Being in the Navy, Roar traveled all over the world, including Japan, South Korea, and Australia. Roar recalled that South Korea was his favorite place he went during his time in the Navy. During his time in South Korea, he went on many hikes in the rural parts, which reminded him of hikes he took in the Pacific Northwest. Also, he indulged in many games of beer pong with his Navy buddies. One thing that really surprised Roar about some South Korean cities were how cheap certain things were and how dirty it was. Roar also really enjoyed his time in Australia. One thing he recalled was, quote, "I almost had no work during my time there, so it was practically a vacation for me. I spent nearly all my time at the beaches, and they are far superior than U.S. beaches," end quote. Roar describes himself as reserved, independent, and creative. It makes perfect sense why being a YouTuber would be so attractive to him. That way he can chill at home all day in his underwear, eating microwavable hot dogs, and using that creativity to make videos that will get millions and millions of views. Roar has many ideas for the contents he would post. However, he thinks posting comedic and educational content about the pros and cons of smoking weed will be his path to gain millions of subscribers and accumulate lots of dough. Come on, funny videos about smoking weed? Who doesn't want to watch that? All in all, Roar is a very respectful young man with an extremely bright future. His time in the Navy, traveling the world, has set him up well, and now he has dreams to make it big on YouTube.
All right, you're good.
How many of you recall receiving an award in middle school? Well, in 8th grade, Diego was voted most unusually unique. And as I believe, the award still stands today. I've known Diego for about 2 years now, and in that time, he has consistently been one of the most passionate, independent, and dedicated person I've ever met. Between majoring in accounting and spending the rest of his time in the gym, Diego consistently strives for the best. Diego's passionate personality started when he was 7 years old. He began to golf. From the range to the course, Diego followed that passion throughout high school, earning himself a state champion status and receiving full ride scholarship to San Jose State. Diego began to lift in the gym to better his golf game, quickly realizing that bodybuilding was becoming a bigger passion than golfing. Diego's golfing passion evolved into a passion of being swole. The ideal job he wants is to earn the title of Mr. Olympia. If that doesn't scream dedication, I guess I don't know what the hell does. Diego studies accounting here at WSU with the intent to become a CPA. A muscle-bound accountant, you ask? I think someone watched Ben Affleck's The Accountant too many times on repeat. Although, similar to the brilliance of Affleck's character, Diego also possesses an affinity for numbers. Recalling that business calculus has been his favorite class so far, but maybe, just maybe, it was the professor. As Diego recalls, the humor and the tangents that his instructor indulged in were right up his alley. Either way, calculus is never fun. In conclusion, Diego deserved that unusually unique award in 8th grade just as much as he does today.